Welcome to another episode of Just Another Perspective. On today's show, I'll be discussing Uhuru's new strategy of taming Ruto. And I'll begin the discussion by posing a question, which is, was Uhuru willing to support Ruto for presidency in the first place? Based on my assessment, I believe that Uhuru was willing to support Ruto for presidency, but under the new BBI structure. Uhuru wanted to create a structure whereby himself and Raila Odinga would control state machinery while Ruto heads the executive. This structure would have ensured a peaceful power transition in 2022 and that the economy will not come to a standstill due to an election. So this is how Uhuru would have secured his legacy. He would have been that president who managed to hand over power peacefully and without violence or any commotion. But on the other side, Ruto was not satisfied with the structure. He would have been a president with no power and he would have been third in command to Raila Odinga. Therefore, Ruto felt betrayed by Uhuru, and it explains why he went on an aggressive campaign mission last year and initiated the Hustlers and Dynasties narrative. And I believe that he was prompted to go on an aggressive campaign mission because he was trying to prove to Uhuru that he has influence in Kenya. He has supporters kwa ground, and that Uhuru and Raila should invite him to the table of negotiations on the divisions of power in this country. Therefore, what we witnessed last year in Kenya's political environment was a discussion or a negotiation between Uhuru and Ruto on the division of power and the structure of the BBI. I think that initially both parties, that is Uhuru and Ruto, were willing to negotiate, and Uhuru was only asking Ruto to be a little bit more patient and accept the presidency under the BBI. And besides, he was once a chicken seller and he is currently the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Therefore, the presidency under the BBI would have been a step forward in his profession. But I believe that the recent Msambweni by-elections triggered a change. That is what changed things. It changed Kenya's political environment, because the humble Ruto, who was willing to negotiate, became confident. He finally understood his worth. He confirmed it. All along, he knew his worth, but he finally confirmed it after winning that by-election, and he was no longer willing to negotiate. He was demanding to be invited at the table of the Dynasties, and he wanted them to acknowledge him as a person who has influence in Kenya. Therefore, Ruto was no longer negotiating, he was demanding, and I believe that is what angered President Uhuru Kenyatta. And if you watched his speech recently during Mama Hannah's funeral, Uhuru mentioned that it may be time that the presidency moves to other tribes. It's not a must for it to be only Kikuyus and Kalenjins. And based on that statement, I deciphered that Uhuru was issuing a threat to Ruto. Uhuru was telling Ruto that he is also no longer willing to negotiate, and right now he is making demands. And he is demanding that it's either Ruto joins him and supports his cause and his government, or he will support another person for presidency. Uhuru was telling Ruto that he is not the only person who is eligible to become president in Kenya. And he also warned him that if Ruto continues to use the Dynasties versus Hustlers card, Uhuru will also use the tribal card. So, based on my assessment, I believe that these two leaders, that is Uhuru and Ruto, have both stamped their feet and they are no longer willing to negotiate. They are both making demands. So, only time will tell who will bow first.